It's time now for the Muletrain News Program on this Thursday, January the 30th, 2020, brought to you today by the First Bank, along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Funeral service for Jimmy Lee Shirey, 71 of Earth, is set for 2 o'clock Friday afternoon, January the 31st, at the First Baptist Church in Earth, with Mike Bryant officiating. Burial will be in the Earth Memorial Cemetery. Jimmy died on Monday, January the 27th, 2020 in Lubbock. He was born August 14, 1948 in Littlefield to James Ernest and Beulah Beatrice Heron Shirey. He married Kathy Brown in Earth on February the 17th, 1968. Jimmy farmed for many years. He enjoyed playing the guitar and loved music. He treasured time spent with his kids and grandkids. Jimmy is preceded in death by his wife, Kathy, his parents, his sister, Mary Jane Hubbard, and his brother, Bill Shirey. Jimmy is survived by his other half, Elaine, his two sons, Tyson Shirey of Lubbock, and James Shirey, and wife, Brittany, also of Lubbock, his daughter, Angie Bressler, and her husband, Stephan of Amarillo, his brother-in-law, Dickie Brown, and his wife, Elaine of Earth, and his three grandchildren, Jace Bressler, Kaylee Bressler, and Brexton Shirey. The family suggests memorials be sent to the American Cancer Society, 3411 73rd Street, Lubbock, Texas 79423, or the Onita Wagner Senior Citizen Center, P.O. Box 292, Muleshoe, Texas 79347. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. And repeating, funeral service for Jimmy Lee Shirey, 71 of Earth, is set for 2 o'clock Friday afternoon, January 31st, at the First Baptist Church in Earth, with Mike Bryant officiating. Burial will be in the Earth Memorial Cemetery. Please keep the family of Jimmy Shirey on your prayer list today. Graveside service for Virginia Faye Nelson Kirk, 89 of Muleshoe, is set for 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon today, January 30th, at the Muleshoe Memorial Park, with Gene Wilton officiating. Our sweet Virginia danced her way into Heaven's Gate to be with Jesus and her family and friends who were waiting to welcome her home. Virginia was born in the home of George and Pink Nelson in Muleshoe on May the 9th, 1930. She grew up in Muleshoe, graduated high school, and met her husband, Dargan Kirk, and married there in Muleshoe on November the 22nd, 1948. They had three children, Donna, Jean, and Joe, who were the light of their lives. They farmed in Goodland and eventually moved to Farwell. She was an excellent seamstress and homemaker who kept the cleanest house in town. Virginia also liked a good debate or an argument, any of which she never lost. It is often said never to ask her opinion about something unless you were ready to hear her version of the truth. She was a lifelong member of the Methodist Church who loved the Lord and served him always. Family was everything to her, and she loved all of them very much. Virginia is preceded in death by her parents, two sisters, her husband, Atlas Dargan Kirk, and her beloved son, Joe. Virginia leaves behind two daughters, Donna Ratledge and her husband, George of Clovis, Jean Meeks and her husband, Greg of Alto, New Mexico, her grandchildren, Jared Dozier and his wife, Suzanne, and their girls, Savannah and Maddie Dozier of Clovis, Danielle Dozier and her children, Trinity and Hendricks of Spring, Texas, Ashley Pipkin and her husband, Chris, and their daughter, Aiden of Clovis, Jeremy Meeks and his wife, Dwayne, and their children, Chloe, Tucker, Charles, and Henry of Abilene, Corey Meeks and his wife, Lindsay of Austin, Casey Meeks and his wife, Karina, and their daughter, Evie of Alto. Also, three wonderful sister-in-laws, Pat Kirk of Muleshoe, Carolyn Wallace of Midland, Jeanette Petroff of Palm Desert, California, and many nieces, nephews, and friends, all of whom she loved dearly. The family wishes to thank those caregivers who were so faithfully attended to her in the past weeks, especially those at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center and Legacy of Life Hospice in Littlefield. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions may be made to the Cal Farley's Boys Ranch, 600 West 11th Street, Amarillo, Texas, 79101, or the Wounded Warriors Project, P.O. Box 758516, Topeka, Kansas, 66675, or the charity of your choice. Of course, online condolences can be made to the Kirk family at www.ellisfuneralhomes.com. And repeating, graveside service for Virginia Kirk, 89, of Muleshoe, is set for 3 o'clock this afternoon, Thursday, January the 30th, at the Muleshoe Memorial Park, with Gene Wilton of Muleshoe officiating. Please keep the Kirk family on your prayer list today. Graveside service for Wanda Kemp, 85, of Muleshoe, was held Wednesday afternoon, January the 29th, at the Lasbuddy Cemetery, with Jack Stone of Lubbock officiating. Wanda died on Monday, January the 27th, here in Muleshoe. She was born June the 4th, 1934, in Ardmore, Oklahoma, to James Elmer and Gertie Orion Jones Burris. She married James A. Kemp in Clovis on June the 14th, 1953. Wanda loved to sing, was a member of the Assembly of God Church here in Muleshoe. She was preceded in death by her husband, James, her parents, 2 brothers, Jackie Lee Burris and Sonny Burris, 2 sisters, Johnny Ivy and Naomi Burris. Wanda is survived by her son, Larry Kemp, and his wife, Connie of Lasbuddy, 2 daughters, Priscilla Olson of Branson, Missouri, and Lena Garton and her husband, Gary Don of Muleshoe. 2 sisters survivor, Jean Kemp of Muleshoe and Libby Black of Lubbock. 6 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren all survive Wanda as well. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Muleshoe Meals on Wheels program, the Bailey County Courthouse, 300 South 1st Street, Suite 110, Muleshoe, Texas, 79347. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. Please keep the family of Wanda Kemp on your prayer list today. She was a sweet woman. Memorial service for Butch Vandiver, 79, of Muleshoe, happened this past weekend, Saturday, January the 25th, at the Muleshoe Church of Christ, with Mike McDonald and Gary Hooten and Lanny Trussell officiating. Butch died Thursday, January the 23rd, here in Muleshoe. He was born December the 15th, 1940, in Wichita Falls, to Henry Floyd and Lily Bell Smith Vandiver. He married Doris Gregory in Muleshoe on March the 5th, 1960. Butch served in the U.S. Army, National Guard, and Reserves. He was a deacon at the Muleshoe Church of Christ, where he was a member for many years. Butch was a Bailey County Commissioner for 20 years. He was a member of the Muleshoe Golf and Country Club, the Oneida Wagner Senior Center, and Blackwater Ag. He coached Little League and Minor League Baseball and was a leader of the YL 4-H Club. Butch enjoyed being a volunteer at the Parkview. He was an avid fisherman and golfer. His favorite pastime was participating in all the activities that his kids were involved in. Butch is preceded in death by his parents, his stepmother, Sylvia Vandiver, his 2 brothers, Bob Vandiver and Bill Vandiver. He is survived by his wife of almost 60 years, Doris, his 2 sons, Monty Vandiver and his wife, Lynn of Lubbock, Tyree Vandiver of Amarillo, and his daughter, Stacy Marchand, and her husband, Jerry. 6 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren all survived Butch Vandiver. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Hospice of Lubbock, Covenant, nonprofit, P.O. Box 16800, Lubbock, Texas 79490, or the Muleshoe Church of Christ Mission Fund, P.O. Box 753, Muleshoe, Texas 79347. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. And please keep the family of Butch Vandiver on your prayer list today. He will be missed for sure. Funeral service for Donnie Clayton, 82, of Spring Lake, was held this past Monday morning, January 27th, at the First Baptist Church in Spring Lake, with Brother Glenn Harlan of Lubbock and Brother Rob Norris of Spring Lake officiating. Burial was in the Spring Lake Cemetery. Donnie died Thursday last week, January 23rd, in Spring Lake. He was born May 17th, 1937, in Lubbock. He married Mary Drake in Donna, Texas, on June the 20th, 1959. Donnie farmed in the Spring Lake community for many years. He was a charter member of the First Baptist Church in Spring Lake. He was a Freemason with the Olton Lodge number 1257, AF and AM, and also a member of the Littlefield Lodge. He was a charter member of the Spring Lake Volunteer Fire Department. He was also a charter member of the Spring Lake Lions Club. He served on the Spring Lake Earth ISD School Board, the first appraisal board in Lamb County, and the Lamb County Historical Mission. Donnie was a vice president at Citizens State Bank in Earth. He loved arrowhead hunting and was an avid fisherman and hunter. He also enjoyed antiquing. Donnie is preceded in death by his parents, a brother, Billy Wayne Clayton, and a grandson, Luke Templeton. Donnie is survived by his wife, Mary, his 2 sons, William Keith Clayton, and wife, Laura, of Spring Lake, Matthew Clayton and his wife, Tori, of Spring Lake, his 2 daughters, Susan Templeton and her husband, Donald, of Earth, Cheryl Brown and her husband Mark of Dimmitt, his sister Ann Kelly of Lubbock, 5 grandchildren and 13 great-grandchildren. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Spring Lake Cemetery, P.O. Box 54, Spring Lake, Texas 79082. The Spring Lake Volunteer Fire Department, P.O. Box 58, Spring Lake, Texas 79082. Or the Spring Lake Baptist Church, P.O. Box 159, Spring Lake, Texas 79082. Or the Earth Lions Club, P.O. Box 9, Earth, Texas 79031. And, of course, online condolences can be made to the family at ellisfuneralhomes.com on their website. Please keep the family of Donnie Clayton of Spring Lake on your prayer list today. Francisco Pancho Ibarra, 51 of Canyon, formerly of Muleshoe, died on Tuesday, January 21st. Services were held Friday, January the 24th, last week at the First United Methodist Church in Canyon, with Reverend Rick Inns, pastor, officiating, and Reverend Sergio Leal assisting. The family received friends at Brooks Chapel last week. Pancho was born on April the 23rd, 1968, here in Muleshoe to Jose and Maria Jasso Ibarra. He graduated from Muleshoe High School and then received a bachelor's degree in computer information systems from WT. On July the 28th, 1995, he married his high school sweetheart, Christy Pena, in Canyon. Pancho worked as a data system specialist for Dell EMC. He loved his job and was a master of disaster recovery and could secure a system against a hacker. He was a member of the First United Methodist Church and spent many years volunteering with the Canyon Chamber of Commerce. Pancho was known to make people cry from laughter. He taught others how to laugh off just about anything and even to laugh at themselves. He was talented in many things, but was never one to boast. He was a devoted husband, father, and friend. His charismatic personality and sense of humor will deeply be missed. He was preceded in death by his parents and a sister, Josie Garcia. He is survived by his wife of 24 years, Christy, daughter Sierra of Canyon, sister Janie Carpenter, and husband Joseph of Muleshoe, 2 brothers, Jose Ibarra, and wife Martha and Robert Ibarra, both of Cleburne, 7 nieces and nephews, Joe, Anthony, Jesse, Leslie, Edward, Alexandria, Xavier, and Zeke, and numerous aunts and uncles. The family suggests memorials be made to the First United Methodist Church, 1818 4th Avenue, Canyon, Texas, 79015. Please keep the family of Pancho Ibarra on your prayer list today of Canyon, formerly of Muleshoe, as he grew up here. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just a few moments, so please stay tuned. This edition of the Muletrain is brought to you today by the First Bank along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Take control of your First Bank of Muleshoe debit card right from your smartphone with the My Mobile Money app. It's customizable card monitoring and controls that help you manage your accounts. With My Mobile Money app, you can set interactive controls to help monitor activity and prevent unauthorized use. You can turn your card on or off, set alerts, and deny transactions based on merchant or transaction type and location, monitor and control dependent cardholder usage, receive notifications of possible fraudulent transactions, and take action. Deposit checks through your phone. Download the My Mobile Money app now at the App Store or Google Play. For more information, you can also call the First Bank here in Muleshoe, 806-272-4515, or go by 202 South First Street. The First Bank right here in Muleshoe, offering the My Mobile Money app. Available at the App Store or Google Play. Call the First Bank here in Muleshoe, 806-272-4515, or go by 202 South First Street. The First Bank, member FDIC.
Leal's is the best Mexican food I've ever eaten in my life, and I've been alive for 10 years now. Hi, I'm Isla Reynolds, and I enjoy the phenomenal bean burritos, rice and beans and chips, and seasoning salt. I've been around and eaten lots of Mexican food in 10 years, and Leal's is the best, for sure, with the original being located at 1010 West American Boulevard in Muleshoe, Texas since 1957.
Well, at noon on Tuesday, the Muleshoe Independent School District Board of Directors hired Coach Jason Richards as the new MISD Athletic Director and head football coach. He's an offensive coordinator at Flower Bluff High School in the Corpus Christi area, but he grew up in Clovis and graduated from Clovis High School in 2002. then graduated from ENMU in 2006, and then Sam Houston State University in 2010 with a master's in education administration. They'll officially announce him at a media event planned for Friday morning at 10 a.m. at the MHS Library, so hopefully we'll be there to cover that. So Jason Richards has been hired as the new MISD Athletic Director and head Mules football coach. Well, thanks so much to Zana Carpenter, as she has given us a new election update on the upcoming election that will take place on May the 2nd. They have now had 7 candidates sign up for places on the ballot, including in the City of Muleshoe general election. Earl Barron's incumbent has signed up for District 3. No one has signed up for District 4 yet. The Muleshoe Area Hospital District Board of Directors, Gail Richardson, the incumbent, has signed up for District 1. District 3 is still empty. And Zona Gatewood, the incumbent, has signed up for District 5. For the Muleshoe ISD Board of Trustees, District 2, Corey Contreras has signed up to run for that place on the board. Jeff King, the incumbent, has signed up for District 3. Jesus Tovar, the incumbent, has signed up for District 5. And Kevin Morris, the incumbent, has signed up for the at-large position. Now, you can sign up to run for any of these seats at the City Council, in the Muleshoe Area Hospital District Board of Directors, or the MISD Board. You can do that through February the 14th. On Valentine's Day, go and see Zana Carpenter at the Muleshoe City Hall, 215 South 1st Street. She's the city secretary. Or you can call her at 806-272-4528 if you want for more information. And again, that general election election day will be Saturday, May the 2nd. All voting will take place at City Hall. And again, Earl Barron's has signed up for District 3 in the city. District 4 is open. Muleshoe Area Hospital District, Gail Richardson, has signed up for District 1. Zona Gatewood for District 5. And District 3 is open. No one signed up for it yet. In MISD Board, District 2, Corey Contreras has signed up to run for that seat. Jeff King has signed up for District 3. Jesus Tovar, District 5. And Kevin Morris has signed up for the at-large position. Get your forms filled out to run for any of these positions at City Hall, 215 South 1st Street, now through February the 14th. See Zana Carpenter. Well, there's just tons of new programs to watch, free of charge, on demand, anytime you want to watch them, on our website, muleshoetv.com. And the biggest one being probably last Friday's Bailey County Junior Livestock Show, brought to you by Dell Oil Company, Hereford Feed Ingredients, McCormick Seed, Bamert Seed Company, Farmers Insurance, Julie DeBruin, Randall Field CPA, WTG Fuels, Muleshoe Feed Barn, Muleshoe Livestock Auction, First Bank, along with Wilson Drilling, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Muleshoe Independent School District, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, CHS, Leal's Tortilla Factory, Precure Electric, Shipman's Body Shop, Mohawk Auto Parts, AIM Bank, Muleshoe, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, Irrigation Pumps and Power, Bywise Home and Auto, Burton Service Center, McDonald's Restaurant, and 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications. An hour and a half of highlights available free of charge on demand at muleshoetv.com. The 2020 Bailey County Stock Show Board Chairman is Justin Burris, Vice President Stephen Hart, Secretary-Treasurer John Kelly. The directors were Michael Dunham, Tony Fullen, Ryan Markle, Martin Rodriguez, and Curtis Preston. The county extension agent is Kathy Carr, and the FFA advisory board is Brandon Thomason, Kelsey Jones, and Camry Cribbs. The judges for this year's show was Teresa DeSautel from Beulah was the rabbit judge. Dairy cattle judge was John Kist, again from who works at Cargill. The beef, cattle, sheep, goats, and swine judge was an ag teacher from Dimmitt High School, Danny Underwood. The announcer was Jim Daniels. Now, in the rabbit show, the grand champion rabbit was shown by Ethan Whitworth. The reserve grand champion was Ethan Whitworth's rabbit as well, but Abby Jones was showing it for him. Now, in the swine show at last Friday's Bailey County Junior Livestock Show, the champion breed in black OPB was shown by Noah De Leon, And the reserve champion was shown by Francisco Reyes. And, of course, these are breed champions. In the Duroc, the champion was shown by Ethan Whitworth. In the reserve, Jacob Landeros. In the Hampshire class, the champion was shown by Savannah Macias, and the reserve by Noah De Leon. In the Yorkshire breed, the champion was shown by Ivana Rivas, and the reserve champion was shown by Braley Thomason. The champion crossbreed was shown by Savannah Macias, and reserve in the crosses was shown by Noah De Leon. Then in the grand champion for the whole swine show was shown by Noah De Leon, which was his black OPB that came from Class 2. The reserve grand champion, the swine show, was shown by Savannah Macias, who came from the Hampshire breed. Junior swine showman was Braley Thomason. Senior swine showman Noah De Leon, and the overall swine showman was Noah De Leon, and he went on to the Jimmy Dale Black for the showmanship award for the overall show. In the junior lamb show, the grand champion lamb was shown by Caitlin Hart, which came out of the medium wool division. And the reserve grand champion was her brother Peyton Hart, which also was from the medium wool division. The champion in the Southdown breed was shown by Giselle Alvidres, and the reserve champion Southdown was Reese Reynolds. The champion fine wool cross was shown by Caitlin Hart, and the champion fine wool sheep was shown by Peyton Hart. The reserve senior showman this year in the lamb show was Peyton Hart, and the senior overall lamb showman was Caitlin Hart, and overall showman, again, Caitlin Hart. So congratulations to the Harts as they took grand champion and reserve grand champion in the lamb show. Peyton Hart, again, and Caitlin Hart. Peyton showed the grand champion goat, and his sister Caitlin showed the reserve grand champion goat. And Caitlin was the senior goat showman. The reserve senior showman was Peyton, and the overall showman in the goat show was Caitlin Hart. The junior dairy heifer show, the grand champion dairy heifer was shown by Hayden Burris, which came out of Class 7. So he was one of the biggest of the dairy heifers there. Hayden Burris also raised the reserve grand champion dairy heifer. The junior dairy showman went to Hayden Burris. Senior dairy showman Kendra Kelly. And the overall dairy showman went to Hayden Burris. So then in the Jimmy Dale Black, Noah De Leon from the swine show, Peyton Hart from the lamb and goat show, and Hayden Burris all from the dairy heifer show vied for the Jimmy Dale Black showmanship. Caitlin, Peyton's sister, had won the Jimmy Dale the previous year, so she wasn't eligible this year. They showed dairy heifers, sheep, and swine, and Peyton Hart was named the overall Jimmy Dale Black showman and received the belt buckle Friday afternoon at the Bailey County Coliseum. And again, see all those video highlights, over an hour and a half of them, on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. Also, something you'll want to watch for sure to get yourself informed about an upcoming election that we'll have on that May 2nd ballot, as well as the hospital board had a special session town hall meeting. They had many people there to speak about this upcoming bond election, which included MAHD Board President Alan Smyre, the MAMC Administrator Dennis Fleenor, along with Stephen Lawson with Rees Associates, Architecture and Engineering, Clay Benford of Norton Rose and Brighton, who's a bond counselor, and Robert White from Samco Capital, a financial counselor, as they all made presentations last Thursday evening at the City of Muleshoe Training Facility to about 60 to 70 citizens from the Muleshoe area that were gathered to hear it. The hospital board then voted 4-0 to put the bond on the May 2nd general election, but you can find out a lot of details in that hour and a half video that we made Thursday night. So make sure to go to our website and see it, muleshoetv.com. Also brand new is our Sweetheart program featuring Maria Zaragoza, available free of charge on demand on our website, muleshoetv.com. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just a few moments, so please stay tuned. Since 1925, AIM Bank is proud to be one of the largest locally owned and operated banks in West Texas. Our expert bankers have an in-depth understanding of the local economy, and we are proud to provide our customers with quick local loan decisions. At AIM Bank, we know that strong local partnerships are crucial for growth and success. Investing in you has been our focus from day one. We provide the latest in technology for your online and mobile banking with features like mobile check deposit. At AIM Bank, we care about your accounts as much as you do, so we pride ourselves on real personal attention because we are also your neighbor. We invite you to come in and experience the real personal attention AIM Bank has to offer. We want to know you because we live, work, and raise our families right here in Muleshoe too. AIM Bank is committed to making a difference in the communities we serve. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Help us welcome to Muleshoe Dr. Kenneth Burke. Kenneth Burke, DO, is now practicing full-time in the medical clinic of Muleshoe and is ready to see patients. For an appointment, call today, 806-272-7544. Dr. Burke was born in De Leon, Texas, and went through Corpus Christi and Lubbock on his path to Muleshoe for his undergraduate training. And then in the U.S. Navy, he was responsible for mobilization and security of the medical and chaplain team. Shawnee, Georgia for medical school, and then Jersey City, New Jersey for his medical internship and family practice residency. Welcome to Muleshoe, Dr. Burke. He's purchased a home here and ready to make Muleshoe home again. For an appointment, call the Medical Clinic of Muleshoe, 806-272-7544. Help us welcome Kenneth Burke, DO, to Muleshoe. One of our other new videos that we just released yesterday on our website, muleshoetv.com, on the front page is our Meet Your Neighbor program brought to you by United Supermarkets. We interviewed Diana Gandara. She used to be Gardia. She grew up here in Muleshoe and is a graduate from Muleshoe High School in the class of 1993. We interviewed her about the Inspirational Business Women's Network that she has recently founded that meets monthly here in Muleshoe. Diana is a Bailey County Farm Bureau agent that works here in town. And then you can see the program that Mom and I, Megan and Gil Reynolds, we presented to the women's group there on Tuesday evening at the Oneida Wagner Senior Center at Main and Avenue D. We spoke about the history of Gil-Am advertising and our business. Also talked about a lot of the national news coverage that we've had over the years. That video available on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. It's United Supermarkets Meet Your Neighbor for the month of January, Diana Gandara. Also, Diana is, and Bailey County Farm Bureau is the sponsor of the week at the Oneida Wagner at the Bailey County Senior Center. And this is the director, Carolyn Johnson, writing about Diana. I'm pleased to introduce Diana Gardia Gandara, the sponsor of the week at the Senior Center. I have had the privilege of knowing Diana a short time through participation in the Inspirational Business Women's Network. She actually was the individual who started this network here in Muleshoe in May of 2019. It meets once a month, and as the title implies, it's most inspirational. She had a very close friend who started such a network in Dalhart, and she was also so impressed with it, she started her own here in town. The meetings are held at the Bailey County Senior Center. The meeting starts with a dinner that Diana prepares herself. After the meal, a program is given to lift each other up, whether the need is business or home with children or elderly parents. All women are welcome. Diana's goal is to help women succeed in their personal or business relations. Diana told me this was her way of giving back to her community. She is a leader who uplifts others and gets real enjoyment watching her colleagues grow and prosper. Diana grew up in Muleshoe. She attended school here all 12 years. She is married to Alonzo Gandara, who is a farmer in Melrose. She and her husband are active members of the First Methodist Church in Melrose. Diana is the youngest of 6 children in her family. She has 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Her parents are Luis and Albisa Gardia, who have lived here in Muleshoe for over 50 years. She has been an agent for the Farm Bureau Insurance Agency here in Muleshoe going on 6 years. She sells all types of insurance, but she especially enjoys providing life insurance to those in need. I had the opportunity to speak to Diana's very best friend, Chris Shirley, from New Braunfels. He told me that Diana always makes everyone feel best about themselves. He said that anytime he has experienced some tragedy or life-altering event, she was the first person to help him. He told me, I always feel welcome in her home, and she always has a seat at her table. Diana's hobby is cooking and baking. She always takes days to prepare Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners every year for her family. Everyone who knows her comments on her great food she prepares. Carla Estrada, Diana's secretary, told me the best way she could describe Diana was hardworking and a go-getter. She is so approachable and so generous. I thoroughly enjoy working for her, she added. She is not only a remarkable agent at Farm Bureau, she is a remarkable individual. She is a lady, of course, determination and humility, and Diana is great at taking a negative and turning it into a positive. What impresses me most is her inner strength, but the only thing that I've noticed about Diana that stands out to me is that when she says she is going to do something, she does it. Nothing is worth more in business than that. We appreciate you, Diana, and thank you for supporting the Senior Center as the sponsor of the week. And that was Carolyn Johnson writing about Diana Gandara, who's the sponsor of the week this week at the Senior Center. You can see her pictured on our TV screen here on the Muletrain, also on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com, and also hear our interview with Diana in our Meet Your Neighbor that's available this month. Make sure to go and listen to last week's Muletrain. I thought we had two really good stories. The first being a lot of background on Garrett Riley, who was recently named the offensive coordinator at SMU, and we had a lot of good information about Garrett and his background and his high school football career at Muleshoe High School when he played back in the first decade of the 2000s. Also, listen to our story about Ken Jennings, who just won the greatest of all time tournament on Jeopardy, and his connections to Muleshoe as well. Both of those available in last week's Muletrain News. On your prayer list today, please remember those grieving the recent loss of a loved one, including the family of Jimmy Lee Shirey, the family of Virginia Kirk, the family of Wanda Kemp, the family of Butch Vandiver, the family of Donnie Clayton, and the family of Pancho Ibarra, along with the family of Robert Hooten and Greg Moten, Ruth Tucker, Leon Warren, Eloise Cano, Maria Dello, Travis Nell, Faye Boland, and Socorro Gallegos. Keep on your prayer list today. Remember Hector Flores, formerly of Muleshoe, now of Lubbock, as he is now at home, but he's recently been in the hospital in Lubbock. Please keep Hector on your prayer list today, along with his wife Sonia. Judy Hubbard, the wife of Gary Hubbard, a longtime Earth UMC pastor. They now live in Monday and are retired, but keep Judy as she's been in bad health recently. Karen Chambers of Brownfield, the mother of Chance Hulse of Muleshoe. Remember Eddie and Gail Morris on your prayer list today. Ronnie Dent, Marilyn Cox, Stanley and Patricia Wilson. Remember Jeff Kaufman. Remember Judy Lambert, who's been moved to Promised Land out of Crown Point in Lubbock, former longtime resident of Muleshoe. Pat Nichols and Don Williams, Patty Kent, Matthew Alicon, as he's been sick recently, J.W. Harrington. Remember Butch and Judy Cox, Tanya Crawford, Marshall and Ann Head, Susan Kirby, Sally Ellis, Leonardo Avilas. Remember Buck and Lynn Campbell. And remember Maureen Hooten on your prayer list today, Mary Nell Bleeker. Remember Tom Carter's recently had knee surgery. And also keep Gladys Black, a new resident of the Parkview Nursing Care Center, on your prayer list today. Well, it's just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News, brought to you today by the First Bank along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. You can hear our latest Muletrain News programs as well as all of our archived ones free of charge on demand on our website, muleshoetv.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top center of the page.
I'm Tumbleweed Smith. Ben Hudson makes and plays guitars. Details in a moment on The Sound of Texas.
The Sound of Texas is brought to you here on MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, with offices in Muleshoe at 610 East American Boulevard, as well as in Morton at 1744 State Highway 114. They're celebrating rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area through Bailey County Electric since 1939. They are owned by the members that they serve. Call 806-272-4504. Check them out online at BCEC. COOP.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle, all hope you enjoy this Sound of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
I've always loved working with wood. There's one thing about guitars that I like to try to tell people that, they've got their own personality. No two guitars going to sound the same.
Ben Hudson of Carthage restores and repairs string instruments.
I've had quite a few fiddles in here and mandolins. I've got a 1971 D18 Martin over there that a guy brought me the other day that somebody had tried to restore it themselves, and they polyurethaned, I guess, or something over it, the keyboard, frets, and all. So he's brought it to me to strip down and restore for him.
He has made guitars for some well-known musicians.
I built 3, I believe, for Neil McCoy. I've probably built about 150 guitars. I love building them and making it right. If I can't build it right, I won't build it.
He built his first guitar in 2001.
I played it and everything sounded good on it. Built it out of this cheap wood that I'd got from a local hardware store, and just went from there with it.
Some of his guitars are made from spruce and walnut.
Rosewood, mahogany, maple. I don't get into too much of the exotic woods. I'm out to make a beautiful sounding guitar and making the guitars as light as possible, because the heavier the guitar, the less sound you're going to get out of it. I've been playing guitar pretty well all my life, ever since I was a kid. My dad showed me my first 3 chords, and I took it from there.
Where'd you grow up, Ben?
I grew up in a place called Jumbo, which is just right next door to Long Branch. And I went to school in Minden, Texas, and they shut it down in, I think, 64. Minden is between Mount Enterprise and Henderson.
Ben Hudson of Carthage. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.